Hello you lovely people and welcome. In this video I'll be taking a look at a couple of variations on landing the DC Designs AV-8B Harrier 2. There are more than just the two I'm going to show you, but I feel they'll be more suited for a later video. So for now let's jump in a jet and get some landings done. So for our first landing, start off with, we'll do the conventional run and brake, which is approaching at 350 knots at around about 1000 feet depending on circuit height. Once the end of the runway disappears under the nose of the aircraft, we will then turn into a 180, get parallel with the runway downwind and get the aircraft dirty. Okay, turn, and as we pull into the turn we are going to throttle back slowly to bring the speed to below 250 knots so that we can get the undercarriage down, the flaps into stall, and set everything up on the downwind. Okay, so we're parallel to runway now, bringing the speed back down to under 250 knots. Drop the gear, flaps into stall, anti-skid on, and our HUD master mode into VTOL. Right, now we're going to get the nozzles down to 60 degrees. Get the aircraft settled before turning in on base leg. If you so wish, you can switch the H2O tank down to landing. Okay, and now we're going to make the turn into base leg. Once we get turned on to finals, we'll be putting the witch's hat above the horizon so that the aircraft is at a decent angle of attack of around about 8 degrees, and then we will be using the throttle, making small throttle movements just to keep the aircraft in the air and keep the momentum going forward. And to watch that, we will be using the aircraft datum, or the VVI, which is located here, which will tell us if we're plus or minus in the feet per minute. So one to watch for. So the witch's hat and the vertical velocity indicator are the two main indicators that you will be wanting to watch us on the approach, to make sure that you are making a nice slow comfortable descent and not ramming it into the ground. Okay, so we're on finals, and we're going to raise the nose to make sure that the aircraft is level, and just make small throttle movements forward and backwards, just to make sure that the descent is a comfortable one. We don't want to be dropping too fast or too slow, otherwise we'll miss the target completely. So it's just a matter of finding that sweet spot, and once it's there you can let the engine do the rest of it. And once we hit the deck, it's just a matter of throttling right back, cleaning the aircraft up, get the nozzles back into 0, and then taxiing to the apron. It's as simple as that. Water tank off, flaps back into auto, and now we can go back to our parking spot. And next we have the vertical landing. So again, coming in for the run and brake at 350 knots at 1000 feet. Once the runway disappears underneath the nose of the aircraft, we're going to again turn 180, so we're parallel with the runway, slowly reducing the throttle as we make the turn to bring the speed down. Now we're on downwind, we can get set up. Now the first thing that we need to do is change the HUD master mode. So we're going to change that to from nav to VSTOL. We're now parallel. So we're going to make sure that we've got everything down and ready. And that means gear down, flaps to stall, and then we're going to put our anti-skid on and get the aircraft settled. We're going to nozzle down to 60 degrees. Just so that we've got a nice slow wind down, and like I say, get the aircraft settled. Trimming it out and making sure that we're not twitchy before we turn base leg. So we're making the turn in now. As we do this, we want to make sure that we don't descend too quickly and that we don't lose control of the aircraft. And once on finals, I'm going to move the nozzles to 70 degrees just to bring the speed down a little bit more. And now we're going to start making our descent down to around about 150 feet. watching that VVI, making sure that we don't drop too fast. Now bringing the nozzles to the hover stop of 82 degrees. And bringing the witch's hat up above the horizon, bringing it into the hover. Now we can throttle back slowly, making a nice gentle descent back to the runway. Throttling right back and then configuring the aircraft so that we can taxi, bringing the nozzles back to 0, flaps into auto, and now we can taxi back to the ramp. So that's conventional short field landing and vertical landing. I hope you've got something from that. I've tried to make it as simple as possible. Once you get the hang of the aircraft, it becomes a lot easier, obviously. It's just the little quirks that you need to get around to perform these landings. But having a lot of fun with the Harrier. Hope you guys are as well. So with that, I will end the video, and if you got this far, thank you very much, and as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.